Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into sources to pull out the key knowledge and insights tailored just for you. Today, we're diving deep into creativity, but through a really unexpected lens, a legendary figure. Our focus is Rick Rubin's book, Creativity, the Source of Art and Life. Now, you hear Rick Rubin, you think, okay, legendary music producer, right? Worked with everyone. But I hear this book. It goes somewhere else entirely, much deeper than just making records.
Oh, absolutely. It's really not a technical guide, not a how to make music book at all. It's this very philosophical kind of introspective journey looking at the creative process, art itself, and, well, where creativity even comes from. Rubin makes this big argument. Creation isn't just a skill, it's fundamentally a way of being.
A way of being, wow.
Yeah, and that's fascinating because it really pushes back against how we usually think about creativity, doesn't it?
It really does. We tend to see it as this special thing, something only artists have, or like this rare talent you're born with. But he's saying it's more universal.
Exactly. He basically says creativity isn't rare, it's a fundamental human capacity. We're all doing it constantly. Solving problems, expressing ourselves, just getting through the day. That's creative. And art, for him, it's a reflection, a mirror to the artist's inner world, sure, but also the outer world.
Yeah.
And it always has that time stamp of its era.
Okay, that makes sense. Art reflecting its time.
But here's where it gets really maybe a bit out there.
Right.
Rubin suggests the source of creativity. It's actually outside the artist. It's in the universe, kind of. And the artists, they're like an antenna, just listening, receiving signals.
It's an antenna. Wow. Okay, so the ideas are just floating out there, and we tune in.
That's the concept, yeah.
Yeah.
Less about forcing ideas out, more about being receptive.
Huh. That's a big shift in perspective. So for all potential antennas, how do we actually, catch those signals and make something?
Right. How do you translate that? Well, he lays out this really practical framework, divides the whole art-making thing into 4 key stages.
Okay, good. A framework helps. What are the stages?
And this framework, it's super insightful. You could apply it to almost anything, not just music. So, first stage, seeds. This is all about just gathering ideas.
Yeah.
But crucially, without judging them. Think of it like collecting little coincidences, things you notice, stuff you overhear, experiences, anything that catches your attention, even slightly.
Just gathering, no filtering yet. Makes sense.
Exactly. Then comes experimentation. This is where you start playing with those seeds you gathered. You mess around with them, test things out, see what feels exciting or what resonates. It's playful.
Okay, so trying things out, seeing what sticks.
Yep. The third stage is crafting. Now you pick some ideas that have potential, and this is where the work comes in. You develop them, you iterate, refine, shape them again and again. This is the focused effort part.
Right, the actual building and polishing.
And finally, stage 4 is completion. Getting it finished, preparing it to go out into the world. And Rubin really pushes this done is better than perfect idea here.
Yeah.
Which honestly can be such a relief for creators.
Oh, definitely. That perfection trap is real. So seeds, experimentation, grafting, completion, that's a clear path. But listening to you describe Rubin's ideas, it feels like there's so much emphasis on the internal state, the mindset behind it all.
You're absolutely right. The mindset is maybe even more important than the stages. He highlights several key aspects of awareness and attention. One big one is the beginner's mind. Approaching everything like it's the first time you've ever seen or heard it.
Shedding assumptions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dropping your preconceived notions, like really hearing a song you think you know well. Stillness is another one he talks about a lot. Silence, solitude, maybe meditation. Creating quiet space allows those subtle ideas to surface.
So making room for the antenna to pick up signals.
Kinda, yeah. And then there's the clean slate state. This is about getting distance from your work, stepping away so you can come back with fresh eyes.
Ah, like leaving it overnight and seeing mistakes in the morning.
Precisely. It helps you see it objectively again, break out of being too close to it, keep the mind refreshed.
That resonates. And you mentioned imperfection earlier. He really leans into that. Because we usually fight against flaws, right?
He really does. He advocates for embracing imperfection. He points out that flaws often add character, emotional depth, creative benefits.
So the little quirks are actually good.
They can be, yeah. They make it human, relatable. He also acknowledges that things like fear, anxiety, self-doubt, they're just part of the process for artists.
Yeah.
You accept them, you don't let them stop you, you just move forward with them.
Easier said than done, but a powerful idea.
Definitely. And linked to all this is presence, being fully there in the moment. That's how you connect with your intuition, avoid getting lost in distractions. Plus, curiosity and playfulness. He encourages changing things up, experimenting with different forms, playing outside the lines. That's where innovation often sparks.
It sounds like it's all about being incredibly open, curious, and maybe even a bit detached from the results.
That's a great way to put it. He actually calls it connected detachment.
Connected detachment. How does that work?
It means creating a little distance from your own life story, your immediate reactions, viewing challenges almost like scenes in a movie, a narrative, not a personal catastrophe.
Seeing it as a story instead of your crisis.
Right. As he puts it, there's always a next scene. That perspective shift can unlock new possibilities, new ways forward. It raises a good question for you listening. How often do you get so caught up you can't see that next scene?
That's a useful mental trick.
And if you're ever unsure, like, am I going the right way with this project? Rubin talks about the ecstatic moment.
The ecstatic moment, what's that?
It's this physical, emotional vibration. A feeling, could be a shiver, a laugh, just a gut intuition that tells you, yes, this is it. You're onto something. It's like your internal compass confirming the direction.
Like a physical yes from your intuition. That's fascinating. So if creativity is this internal journey guided by these feelings, what does greatness or success even mean in Rubin's world? It doesn't sound like chasing awards or fame.
Not at all, really. He redefines greatness as something internal.
Yeah.
It's about expressing something true from within. You're creating, fundamentally, for an audience of one, yourself.
First.
Yeah. And success, similarly, isn't about external validation, sales figures, reviews, whatever. It's internal satisfaction. Success is found when you really understand what you were trying to do, you finish it, you release it, and then you move on to the next thing.
Letting go is part of success.
Absolutely. And while a lot of this sounds solitary, he also values collaboration. It brings in fresh perspectives, different energy. He even says that healthy tension in collaboration, a bit of push and pull, can really drive creativity as long as egos are put aside and the focus stays on the work.
Really good bands challenging each other.
Exactly, that kind of dynamic.
Okay, this reframing of success is really powerful, especially today. But what happens when it all just stops? The ideas dry up, you hit that wall. Creative blocks are tough.
Yeah, they're inevitable sometimes. Rubin's advice is basically, don't try to force it. Don't just bash your head against the wall. Instead, take a break. Change your environment. Go for a walk. Work on something else. Sometimes even adding a constraint, like limiting your tools or time, can paradoxically spark something new.
Introduce limits to find freedom. Interesting.
And crucially, practice self-compassion. Accept that failures, doubts, delays, they happen. They're often part of the growth process, not a sign you're failing.
Be kind to yourself through the struggle.
Precisely. And this whole approach really seemed to connect with people who read the book. Lots of feedback mentioned how it helped them get over self-doubt or that feeling of being an imposter. They realized they weren't alone in those struggles. One reader had this great description, calling the process gathering seeds to growing the tree and pruning it.
That's a beautiful analogy for the whole journey. Wow. So this deep dive into Rick Rubin, it really brings out some profound ideas. It seems clear creativity isn't just for the chosen few, it's something inside all of us. The keys seem to be listening, paying attention, staying curious, being present.
And letting go of that need for perfection, right? Recognizing that our so-called imperfections are often what make our work unique, what gives it soul.
Right.
And that real success, Rubin's kind of success, is about trusting that whole process, creating, finishing, letting go, and starting again.
Ultimately, he seems to frame art almost as a service, a way to inspire people, connect us, enrich humanity somehow. Look at his ideas. It's not just about making art, is it? It feels like a really refreshing way to approach life itself, that way of being.
Exactly. So here's something to think about. If creativity really is this inherent way of being, and art is a kind of service, how might embracing your own unique way of creating flaws and all, maybe just for that audience of one, how might that send ripples out in ways you can't even imagine? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.